Yeah, hello. First of all, it's a pleasure for me to be here, talking a bit about our work at Turtle. So we are a global recruitment platform connecting shipping companies and seafarers for global job opportunities. And naturally, we work with both these sides on a daily basis. And we have realized that it's not always easy for the shipping companies to find the right crew. I mean, there are many seafarers, but it's not always easy to find the right competent crew. And also vice versa for the seafarers, it is not always easy to reach the employers they would like to be in touch with. So today I would like to share some examples of how we approached some of the underlying factors by cooperations and partnerships within the industry. And there's consensus in the industry that there is not a sufficient number of skilled seafarers, and there are really a number of factors that are influencing this or giving reasons for this, and we have already heard some of them in the presentations here earlier this morning. And just to give some examples, I mean, the geopolitical aspects, the conditions on board are changing, the expectations of the seafarers are also changing over time. So there's really a long list of these factors. We have then looked at three topics that have a big impact for us and where we also have a lot of touch points in our daily work. One is fair recruitment practices, another one is human sustainability and equal employment opportunities, and the third one is upskilling of seafarers to handle upcoming technologies. And what we did is we have teamed up with other stakeholders in the industry, because we thought this is a great way to use the expertise that they already have, and also sharing the outcomes more broadly in the industry. And this, I would like to share a little bit with you with some examples how we did that for concrete cases. So the first one, fair recruitment practices. We saw the challenge that globally seafarers are approached to pay fees to get a job. This is something that is not allowed, and when we started working with the seafarers at Turtle, we were regularly approached with questions on how much does it cost for the candidates to get access to job opportunities. So we realized that is really an issue, so we wanted to create awareness around that topic to guide seafarers and also support the industry overall and improve conditions. So we have teamed up with several partners in the industry, so there's a longer list: the Institute for Human Rights and Business, the Maritime Anti-Corruption Network, ISWAN, the Sustainable Shipping Initiative, and so on. And what we did is we have surveyed some of our seafarers to get feedback on how exactly they have been affected by this issue. And our main partner there, the Institute for Human Rights and Business, IHRB, has then analyzed the results and also published research briefings based on that we are also regularly addressing in events like today to create awareness around the topic. And I have also brought some of the findings that we had in the latest survey that we did in the last year. That was the second edition, and what we found out and what IHRB also presented in the research briefing and the reports was that around 1/3 of the seafarers were actually approached with demands for recruitment fees, and 75% of these seafarers asked to pay a fee also did so, and 80% that were approached, they did not report it, and they were also unaware or partly unaware that it's not legal to have these requests. So these results really show that this is a continuing issue, similar to the first survey that was done before that. This time we also included some additional aspects, for example, mental health. Also there we found out that a large majority of the seafarers that were approached reported that they had some effects on their mental health due to these reports and the situation they were in. So this for us was overall quite alarming, and also giving us the confirmation this is a topic worth working on further. And looking on the global scale, we can say that there are of course some regions where this is a more prominent topic, but we can also say that it's overall a global issue So it is really something that affects the whole shipping industry. So that was the first example. The second one is that we looked at human sustainability and equal opportunities for seafarers. And we really want to make sure that the seafarers have equal opportunities or access to jobs on board, and they should not be limited due to factors such as gender or their origin or other aspects. I think it was also mentioned in earlier presentations today. So we partnered up there with the Global Maritime Forum and an initiative that they have, which is called All Aboard Alliance. It's overall 25 companies working on aspects to increase diversity, address other topics like equity and inclusion. So what was done there to set up a specific work stream looking at diversity at sea. The partners, shipping companies and managers contributed specific vessels that were part of that pilot or of that project, where they looked at the conditions on board. They had a higher share of female seafarers on board, and the aim was to understand a little bit better the dynamics on board and also some suggestions for improvements. And the outcome were sustainable crewing guidelines, which were published some month ago with some overall guidelines on what companies could improve on board to make it easier for also, for example, female seafarers to work in mixed crews on board. So this was the first concrete outcome, and we are very happy that we were part of this, or are still part of this initiative, and could really get some concrete results already. And what we did there was also to connect that with our customer side at Turtle. So one of our customers, Dorian LPG, is also part of this All Aboard Alliance and also of the project that I just mentioned. So we both joined the All Aboard Alliance. Dorian LPG then decided to provide one of the pilot vessels for this project to look at the conditions at sea. And in the next step, we could also find a female seafarer from our turtle pool that was fitting to the requirements and joined on board. And finally, what we are doing now with this customer is that we have developed different formats also for social media to spread the word what was done in the past and how they are approaching the topic of diversity and inclusion, to create awareness around it, but also to attract seafarers that are sharing this philosophy, and they are trying to build up a really diverse pool of qualified LPG candidates. And for us it was a really nice example that these work that we do with non-profit organizations within the industry can also be very well interlinked with what we do on the customer side. Then the third topic that we have also looked at is the right skills to handle upcoming technologies. Also a topic that has been mentioned several times already today. So the requirements on board are changing, new fuels and technologies are coming in place, and the seafarers of course want to know what is expecting them, what can they do to be prepared for that, and they also really want to understand what's waiting for them. So we wanted to identify these upcoming requirements and also enable communication across the industry. And there are several companies and organizations active in this field. One who is in the forefront there is the Maersk McKinney Møller Center for Zero Carbon Shipping. So they are doing a lot to look at future fuels and also the requirements there. And one survey they have kicked off is to understand how seafarers think about one of the potential future fuels like ammonia. They have decided to really understand what the seafarers think about this outlook, about this fuel, what concerns they have, and also what they are expecting. So outcome of the survey was that the seafarers are overall very positive and open to this, but they also need training, and they really want to have training and get briefed on what is expecting them. And we have supported the Maersk McKinney Møller Center here with access to our seafarer pool to get a relevant number of replies from the industry. So looking a bit ahead, what we see is that on these three topics, fair recruitment, upskilling of seafarers and also diversity on board, human sustainability. There's still quite some room to work further on this, to improve more, and this is also something that we want to do. But there are, without any doubt, a lot of other relevant topics. Some of them we have heard today, and we are also looking forward to increase the activities that we do with other companies and organizations in the industry. So to do even more there. One topic that we might be looking into is, for example, bullying and harassment with another non-profit organization, to use really the access to our broad seafarer pool and get some insights there. But one of the reasons to be here today is also to just inspire you in the audience, and if you have any interesting topics or ideas what could be done together, then please feel free to reach out to me or the Turtle team. So we are always interested to kick off some new interesting projects to bring the industry forward. Thank you.